Dim, tataka din 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 tam. Kitaka tataki tataka din 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 ta. Dim, tataka din 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 ta. Kitaka tataki tataka din 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 ta. Dim, tataka din 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 ta.
Jiva was formed in 2007 by myself in Bala to share our love of Indian classical music and dance to all of New York City audiences.
Indian classical music is a creative process, and when you get trained in Indian music, Indian classical music, what you're being trained to do is to create. You create on the stage, you create when you're practicing. There are, of course, set pieces, but a big part of the music is, people call it improvisation, and I call it creation. I also find it very rewarding to teach children. And that's a big part of my music, is to impart that knowledge to kids and teach kids how to play an instrument. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Takka dimmi takka jenne, takka dimmi takka jenne. Well, I started teaching, I guess first time I was teaching I was 13, when my violin teacher fell ill, so I was the replacement teacher.
I started teaching here in New York in about 2007, and I have almost the same students as when I started. The same people have stuck along, so it's nice to see them grow and expand in their art form. We enjoy teaching kids the classical arts because kids are very open-minded. They're very interested and eager to learn something different, and they're sponges. They take what you give them and then they use that and then they relate it to their everyday life. So they might see a bird in the sky and do the mudra for Garuda because it relates, they see the relationships. And they're very detail-minded.
The idea is to create a center for Indian classical arts in New York. And New York has some of the best institutions for arts from around the world. And given the cultural history of Indian music and dance, given the community that's based in New York, we think the city deserves a major institution to promote and to educate the art forms, the classical art forms for India.
We see Jiva growing and expanding to incorporate a larger community of artists and art lovers, from students to audiences to community leaders, building bridges and bringing our art to the mainstream. We see this by adding more holistic classes, such as more music and dance classes, music for dancers, yoga, and other tools for learning, such as website tools, video tutorials, printed learning materials. We also see Jiva creating more original, high-quality productions that are presentable in mainstream venues all over New York City. We see us bringing in more master teachers and presenters from India to help us and motivate us in our work.
That was good.
Din 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 ta.
I don't want to sit. I had it.
Din 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 ta.